Contract of guarantee. So what is called guarantee? The purpose and meaning of the contract of guarantee is a contract to perform the promise and discharge the liability of a third person in case of this default. So guys, sorry, students, uh, under the contract of guarantee, there are three parties will be involved. We'll see in this. So what is called contract of guarantee in the sense when one person is collecting some money or involving the contract with another person, for that purpose, he needs somebody's security or somebody's assurance or somebody's nomination or somebody's help uh, for the making of that contract. That is called as contract of guarantee. Parties to the contract, there are three parties involved in the parties to the contract. Surety. Surety is the person, the third party who is giving some guarantee to the debtor. That is called as a guarantee. For example, uh, Mr. Mr. Suresh, he needs money. He needs around 10 lakhs. So he's approaching me. So here I'm the person, money lender. I'm a creditor in this example, and Suresh is a debtor. Just like that, I will not, even though he might be know very well to me. I will just like that. I will not lend the money to him. I need somebody's security. I mean, guarantee, surety. I need surety, right? So in this, one of the person who knows very well Suresh, he is entering in the contract and he is giving assurance that Suresh, he will be returning back the money within this time period along with the interest. If he is not going to return back the money, I'm a guarantee. I'm a assurance person. I will be taking liable for this. I will be taking a responsible for that. Okay. So this the third party who is entering in this contract is called as a guarantee or surety. The person who is getting a money is called as a debtor. The person who is giving money, okay, the person who is giving money, the owner of the money lender. I am giving 10 lakhs to Suresh in the sense, in this example, I am the creditor. Okay. The person who is receiving money, Suresh is receiving money from me, right? So Suresh is a debtor here. And another person, maybe Vicky entering the contract to give a surety to the Suresh in the sense, here Vicky is a surety person. So this is some small example. Here also I have given an example here. X advance a loan of 25,000 to Y, and Mr. Z promised in that case, Mr. Y failed to repay the loan in the sense he will repay the same. In this case of contract guarantee, X is a creditor and Y is a principal debtor and Z is a surety. Essentials of a contract of guarantee. It must be made with the agreement of all the parties. Consideration, liability, presuppose the existence of debt, must contain all the essentials of valid contract, no concealment of fact, no misrepresentation, and writing not necessary. Must be made with the agreement of all the three parties. All the three parties to the contract, that's a principal, debtor, creditor, and the surety must agree to make a such contract. So purely the contract of guarantee is entered based on some agreement only. Okay, it is not in a oral way. Always the contract of guarantee is entered based on some documentation. Okay. Example, Sam lends money to Akash. Sam is a creditor and Akash is a principal debtor. So Sam approached Raghav to act as a surety without any information to Akash. So Akash agrees. This is not a valid. Okay, when one person is acting as a surety in the sense, the particular person should be agreed from both the parties. The creditor and debtor, they must know very well that the so and so person only is going to act as a surety. Do you understand? So we should be very clear. These three parties' presence is needed at the time of putting signature in the agreement. So what is called consideration? Consideration means something in written, right? So whenever two parties enter in a contract, something will be written. Something either it might be money or product or whatever it is. Okay. So in State Bank of India versus Premco Sawmill 1983, the State Bank gave a notice to the debtor defendant and also threatened a legal action against her. But her husband agreed to become a surety and undertook to pay the liability and also executed a promissory note in favor of the state bank, and the bank refrained from threatened action. It was held that such patience and acceptance of the bank's part constituted goods consideration for surety. So what do you mean with this? Already I told you that at the time of entering the contract itself, one person, if any one person, the third party, the surety is going to enter, in the sense it must be known to both the parties. Later on, they should not be involved in the contract. Liability in contract of guarantee, liability of a surety is secondary. Okay, see, for example, I told you that I'm giving 10 lakhs to Suresh. Vicky is giving surety to the Suresh. In the sense here, I will not disturb Vicky. Being a creditor, I will not disturb Vicky until otherwise Suresh is not going to pay money. Okay, if Suresh is fulfilling my all the condition, if Suresh repay my money along with the interest, in the sense, I will not disturb Vicky in this case, because this full liabilities lies on only on the debtor, the person who is receiving the money, not a surety. Surety is sort of some assurance is given to the particular debtor for getting some amount from the creditor. That's it. Presuppose the existence of a debt. The main function of a contract of guarantee is to secure payment of the debt taken by the principal debtor. If no such debt exists, then there is nothing left surety to secure. See, once Suresh has paid full amount before the fixed period, for example, myself, Suresh, and Vicky, we entered in a contract for 1 year. Okay, he took around 2 lakhs from me. Before the 1 year, the time period ends, he settled down all the amount, in the sense the contract will comes to end. Okay, here no way that the surety will be involved further. So here some case study also is given. The House of Lord in the Scottish case of Swan versus the Bank of Scotland in 1836 held that if there is a no principal debt, no valid guarantee can exist. Must contain all the essential of valid contract. So this kind of a surety guarantee, all kind of this contract of guarantee must fulfill the condition of the contract 1872. Under the Contract Act 1872, we have studied certain essential elements of valid contract. So whatever may be the contract, it might be the contract of pledge, contract of bailment, contract of indemnity, especially under the contract of guarantee, we should follow all the rules and regulations. We should follow all the rules and regulations which is prescribed in the under the contract of 1872. Okay. No misrepresentation. The guarantee should not be obtained by the misrepresenting the fact to the surety. That means the third party, when he is entering and giving assurance, in the sense, whatever information is being transferred related to the particular contract must be clearly communicated to the surety also. The principal debtor and creditor should not hide any information to the surety. So he has to make sure, the surety also, he has to make sure that there is no any kind of a hidden information in this contract. Why? Because if the debtor is failed to pay money, if the debtor is failed to fulfill the promise what is given to the creditor, then who is responsible? Ultimately the surety, right? So the surety must know, the guarantee person, the surety must know very well about all the aspects of the contract. That is very much important. Writing not necessary. A contract of guarantee may either oral or written. It may express implied for contract of the parties. These are all the kinds of guarantee. Unilateral contract of commercial credit, bank guarantee, letter of credit, absolute performance bond, retrospective guarantee, prospective guarantee, specific guarantee, and continuing guarantee. What is called unilateral contract of commercial credit? This is a type of a contract of guarantee usually seen in a trade transaction. It commonly arises between the wholesaler and the retailer. It arises between, usually the contract between the wholesaler and retailer occurs based on some credit basis, right? Every time they will not settle down the money. So maybe 10 days once, or 20 days or 1 month or 6 months once, they will be settling down their transaction amount and all, because their relationship is a continuous relationship. In such case also, they need somebody's surety, because there is a lot of chance for misleading or fraudulent activity, right? So for that purpose, if you are bringing some third party, that is called unilateral contract of commercial credit. So what is called commercial credit is if you are bringing any kind of a surety for the purpose of any kind of a commercial transaction or commercial business, that is called unilateral contract of commercial credit. Then what is called bank guarantee? Bank guarantee in the sense when you are availing loan or money from the bank for that purpose, if they need any security, that is called as a bank guarantee. What is called continuing guarantee? A continuing guarantee is defined under the section 129 of the Indian Contract at 1872. A continuing guarantee is a type of a guarantee which applies to a series of transactions. It applies to all the transactions entered into by the principal until it is revoked by the surety. Therefore, the banker always preferred to have a continuing guarantee so that the guarantee liability is not limited to the original advance. For example, see here, on Yam's recommendations, yes, a wealthy landlord employs P as his estate manager. It was a duty of a P to collect rent every month from the tenant of S and remit the same to the S before the 15th of every month. M guaranteed this agreement and promised to make a good any default by P. This is a contract of continuing guarantee. So what do you mean by this? When one person is giving assurance to the another person for continuing certain services, that is called as a continuing guarantee. The most important features of this continuing guarantee is that it applies to the series of separable distinct transactions. Letter of credit. So what is called letter of credit, which is occurring in our day-to-day activities due to some emergency purpose when we are not in a position to approach a bank for loan purpose. Because if you are going to approach a loan, in case if you are going to approach a bank for loan purpose, we have to follow certain protocols which is framed by the banks. We have to follow all the rules and regulations. Due to some emergency situations, sometimes we'll be approaching our nearby person, either some known person, some neighbors, or somebody else. So that time, what they will do in one paper, they will be writing all the information, so how much amount you are collecting, or the person who is a principal debtor, who is a creditor, who is another person giving a surety for that. So that is called as a letter of credit. So letter of credit is an instrument which is written by one person to other about giving a credit. Okay. So this is also a legal one. But due to some emergency purpose only, sometimes it is being used in a day-to-day activity. Absolute performance bond. Absolute means perfect. It also means complete. In this type of a guarantee contract, the surety pays the amount written in the contract upon the failure to discharge contract by the person against whom the guarantee is given. Sometime, if the particular debtor is failed to pay a money, the surety he has to give a money. So that is called absolute performance bond. Okay, retrospective guarantee. What is called retrospective guarantee? When the guarantee is given for existing obligation or debt, is called as a retrospective. That means, what to say? I have given 2000 to Suresh. At the time when I enter in a contract, there was no presence of a surety. Vicky has not entered in this contract. Okay. So, but after some period, after 6 months, I just came to know that, oh, Suresh is, I don't think so, he's not going to give a money. So I need to do something. For that purpose, what I'm doing, I'm asking Suresh, please bring some surety for this purpose. Because I don't think so, you are not going to pay a money. I need somebody's assurance. Do you understand? At the time when you are entering the contract, at the time when you are giving some money or lending something to a, under the contract of guarantee, there is no surety presence. But after some period, you are requesting the principal debtor to enter one surety into the contract. That is called retrospective guarantee. So prospective guarantee, when the guarantee is given for future obligation, or debit is called for prospective guarantee. Okay, next, specific guarantee, when a guarantee is given in respect of a single debt or specific transaction. So in this, for one particular transaction itself, for example, I need to transfer my goods. I need to transfer my goods for from here to Bombay. Okay, so I'm handovering goods to Mr. Murugan in the sense, this is a valuable goods. Okay, so just like that, I can't able to hand over the goods to Mr. Murugan, even though he might be a businessman or he might be doing some logistic business or whatever it is. So in this case, I'm expecting Murugan to bring some surety for this contract. That is called specific contract. For specific transaction, if you are asking anybody and the other party to bring a surety, that is called as a specific guarantee. A is a bookseller who supplies a set of a book to P under the contract, that is, if P does not pay for the book, his friend K would make the payment. This is a contract of specific guarantee, and the K and liability to come to end the moment the price of the goods book is paid to S. That's all. So the contract of guarantee, already we have seen the meaning of this. So what are the rights surety against the creditor? So in case of fidelity guarantee, in case the guarantee, it's a good behavior honesty of the principal debtor, the surety can ask the employer to dispense with the services of the employee if the letter proved to be dishonest. So what do you mean with this? Well, for example, in this case, I have given us 2 lakh rupees Suresh, 2 lakhs rupees to Suresh. In the sense, Suresh has paid the money along with the interest. In the sense, here the guarantee, the surety person can enforce the creditor to relieve Suresh from all the obligation. That is called right in case of fidelity guarantee. Before the payment of the debt guarantee, a surety may, after the debt has become due, but before he called upon the pay, the creditor sue the principal debtor to recover the debt. So that's what I told you. Before the date of the particular contract also, sometime the debtor can settle down all the amount to the creditor and he can come out from the particular contract. Right to claim securities. So in case if the particular creditor is taken some security from the debtor for the amount what he has given, in the sense, once the particular debtor has paid full amount along with the interest, in the sense, the surety can force or enforce the particular creditor to give all the securities whatever is given by the debtor. Do you understand? For example, Suresh, he has taken a 2 lakh rupees from me. Then he has also given his car for 1 month because he needs the money for emergency purpose. He said within 1 month I will return back the money. He said I will. I asked, bring one surety. He said, okay, I can't able to bring a surety, but I can give you some surety of a product, like I will give you my car. In the sense, once Suresh gives amount whatever he promised along with the interest, then I can return back all the securities whatever is given by the debtor. Rights of equities. So after paying the amount due to the particular creditor, the surety is entitled all the equities of creditor that he had against the debtor, any person with regard to the debt. That means it is a duty of the surety to make sure that once the debtor has cleared all the due along with the interest or whatever it is, he has to relieve him completely from all the contract whatever is existed between the creditor and debtor. Right of set off. So what is called right of set off? Sometimes the principal debtor is entitled to certain counterclaim or deduction from the loan obtained from the creditor. In such case, the surety is entitled to the benefit of such counterclaim deduction if the creditor files suits against the surety. Sometime, in case he has taken some only 2 lakh rupees, but due to some emergency purpose, he wants to settle down. For that purpose, he is handovering some other goods, which is more than the value of 2 lakh, in the sense. The remaining amount, maybe for example, I tell you, Suresh, he has taken the same 2 lakh rupees. For that purpose, he has not given any kind of a security of any kind of a goods or product or anything else, but he brought one surety person. Okay. So he entered in a contract for 1 year. Within the 1 year, he could not able to pay 2 lakhs rupees. So here the particular principal creditor, myself, I'm asking the Suresh, where is your amount you didn't pay along with the interest? Then Suresh is calling, and I also will be approaching the surety. You are the person, Vicky. The Vicky is a surety. So you are the person was giving assurance to the Suresh that in case if he's not going to pay money, you will give back. So now give me the answer. So in this case, what Vicky Suresh is telling, I'm sorry, I don't have money to repay you. Instead of that, I will give you my car. This car cost is around 5 lakh. Please accept it. If he's saying like this, the surety can talk in between myself, the creditor and debtor in this case. Okay, then I accepted. There is no way because I know very well that I can't able to get a money from Suresh. In this case, what I did, okay, I accepted the particular car as some property or whatever is handed out by the particular debtor, but the cost of the product is higher than the amount what is taken by the principal debtor. So what I supposed to do, the remaining cost, maybe if the cost of the car is 5 lakhs in the sense, he has taken a 2 lakhs, the interest is around 20,000 only in the sense, remaining amount 2,80,000 I need to hand over to the particular debtor in presence of a surety. That is called right of set off. Do you understand what is called right of set off? Next one. Right of surety against the principal, right of subrogation after payment of the debt to the principal. The surety is subrogated to the rights of the creditor. He has the same right to those of the creditor. Therefore, he can sue the principal debtor, exercise those rights. So when he settled down all the amount, he has completely relieved from all the surety, whatever is there. Right of indemnity. So already we have seen in every contract of guarantee, there implied promise by the principal. If anything happens, that means if the principal debtor is not going to pay money, it is a right of the creditor to ask the surety to give assurance for the particular money, whatever is not paid by the debtor. Right to be relieved from the earlier, as I told you, before the payment date also, sometimes he can pay a money, he can come out from the all the debts and all the contracts. So discharge of contract is occur based on the notice of revocation, death of surety, variation of contract, release or discharge of principal debtor, and loss of security, creditor act, and commission impairing to the surety eventual remedy, and by composition with the principal debtor. So what do you mean by discharge? In what are the way? Already we have seen termination of a bailment, termination of a pledge. Same way, discharge of guarantee. So what is called discharge of guarantee? In what are the way the guarantee will comes to end? So sometime by giving a revocation means cancellation. By giving a proper notice, the particular contract of guarantee will comes to end. Or if any person, the principal debtor dies, or creditor dies, or surety dies, if anything happens, okay. So, but sometime if the debtor he collected a money and if he dies in the sense, the person who's related to the debtor, maybe the relatives or nominee or whoever it may be, they are responsible to pay a money to the creditor in case if there is no surety. Whereas if the surety is there in the sense, it is a duty of the surety to compensate to the principal creditor. Okay. In case if the surety itself died, then the contract will comes to end. Variation of the contract. If the subject matter of the contract is getting interchange or alter, automatically the contract will comes to end. Then loss of security, creditor act up upon the security and composing with the principal debtor. So difference between the indemnity guarantee and basic difference, as I told you that indemnity is where one party is promising other party to safeguard him. That is called contract of guarantee. Whereas surety in the sense when one party is giving assurance to the another party for the purpose of taking some money. So under the indemnity, two parties is there. Under the guarantee, three parties are there. Under the indemnity, indemnifier and indemnity holder. Whereas under the guarantee, three parties: surety, principal debtor, principal guarantee. Okay. So these are the things. So that's all. So thank you. So I hope so you understand this class. So kindly view the description box. I have mentioned all the informations, whatever related to this particular special contract. So if you take any kind of contract, the special contract is very much important. If you want to start up any kind of a business, you should know this very well. Okay. So in day-to-day activities, every day we are entering a contract with somebody else, but we do not know the terms of it. So students, please view the description box and the previous class link also mentioned in this description box. Okay. So kindly view it and subscribe it. Thank you.